Everyone's attention was on Tesla, Toyota, or BYD. But meanwhile, a Swedish company was quietly developing an engine that could shake up the entire world of electric vehicles. Yes, Koenigsegg CEO Christian von Koenigsegg recently unveiled an engine that has even experts stunned. He says, "This engine will shake up the EV industry." It may sound exaggerated, but when you learn how this engine delivers EV-like efficiency, even without electricity, you'll be amazed. This isn't fake or overhyped technology. This is the same company that makes the world's fastest cars, and now it's achieved something in engine technology that other companies haven't been able to achieve in years. In the following video, we'll explain how this tiny giant engine works, how it's superior to EVs, and why everyone from Elon Musk to Toyota is now keeping an eye on it. Believe me, when you watch it to the end, you'll realize this isn't just about the engine, but a warning to the entire industry. So, let's continue with the video. But, before that, subscribe to the channel to be the first to see such exciting auto updates. Before learning about Koenigsegg's new engine, it's important to learn a little about the company itself, because its story reveals how this name became so big today. Koenigsegg is no ordinary company. It began with the dream of a man who, from childhood, was determined to build the world's fastest car. The company began in 1994, when a young Swedish boy, Christian von Koenigsegg, sat in his small garage designing cars. At that time, the world was dominated by big names like Ferrari, Lamborghini, and McLaren, and no one believed a small brand could compete with them. But there was something different within Christian. He didn't just want to build cars. He wanted to create something that would surpass everyone else. The early days weren't easy. The team was small, funding was tight, and many attempts failed. But Christian didn't give up. He used to say, "If I don't define my car myself, no one else will." This philosophy became the hallmark of Koenigsegg. Their first car was the Koenigsegg CC. This model wasn't a huge hit, but it showed the world that a new player had entered the fray. The company then created the CC8S, which held the record for the world's fastest production car. People thought it was luck, but then came the CCR, and then the Agera. Each new car proved faster, lighter, and more advanced than the last. The unique feature of Koenigsegg is that they don't just chase speed. They create cars like art. Each of their cars features something unheard of before, like lightweight carbon bodies, new suspension systems, and now their biggest weapon, free-valve engine technology. The engine operates without conventional systems, which increases power and reduces petrol consumption. Christian believes that speed isn't just a number, but a language. His cars speak that language. Cars like the Jesko, Regera, and Gemera have proven that this company doesn't just make fast cars, but each time it delivers something that makes the world's engineers think. The Jesko showcased a new air pressure trick. The Regera reinvented the hybrid system, and the Gemera demonstrated that even a family car can become a race car at will. Today, Koenigsegg's name has become more than a symbol of luxury, a symbol of innovation. The revolutionary engine, tiny engine, massive power. Now let's talk about the engine that has captured the attention of the entire auto industry. This new Koenigsegg engine is small, but its power makes even larger engines pale in comparison. People are even calling it small engine, Big Bang. The unique feature of this engine is that it doesn't operate like a conventional petrol engine, but rather utilizes technologies previously only seen in laboratories. Its name is the Lightweight Twin Turbo Free-Valve Engine. And to understand it, let's explain it in simpler terms. Typical petrol engines have a long metal rod called a camshaft to operate the valves. This determines when air is drawn in and when exhaust is drawn out. However, Koenigsegg has completely changed this system. Their free-valve engine lacks a camshaft. Each valve is controlled individually, meaning each cylinder can operate independently. This eliminates unnecessary strain on the engine, wastes power, and saves petrol. Think of it like the way all doors used to open with a single key. Now, each door has its own key. This engine also features a twin-turbo system, which significantly increases power. A turbo is a device that rapidly forces air into the engine to increase both combustion and power. Koenigsegg has installed 2 turbos, meaning the engine receives a constant supply of air and power while the car is running. This allows this engine, despite its small size, to produce power that even larger engines can't. Now imagine, despite all this power, this engine doesn't consume much petrol. This is thanks to its free-valve system, which creates a precise mixture of air and fuel. While typical engines operate at the same rate all the time, this engine adjusts itself to the needs. If you're driving slowly in the city, it uses less fuel. And if you want to drive fast on the highway, it unleashes full power. Because of this, it's being called EV-like efficiency, but without the battery. Koenigsegg claims that their small 3-cylinder engine delivers over 600 horsepower, equivalent to an electric car. The only difference is that it doesn't have a heavy battery or the hassle of charging. It can also run on light fuels like biofuel or ethanol, significantly reducing pollution. This means this engine is not only powerful, but also clean. Another important feature is that this engine is very light. Its reduced weight significantly increases the car's performance. A lighter car means higher speed, lower fuel consumption, and better control. This is why many experts are calling it an engineering marvel. Koenigsegg's engine proves that the future doesn't belong solely to battery-powered cars. They have shown that with the right mindset and technology, petrol engines can be just as clean and efficient. Christian von Koenigsegg himself says, "Our goal is not to eliminate the engine, but to improve it." And indeed, they've created an engine that delivers electric-like efficiency, even without electricity. This engine is installed in the Gemera, one of the world's fastest 4-seater cars. This means this technology isn't just for show, but is working in real life. When people hear this engine for the first time, they can't believe how so much power can come from such a small engine. In reality, this engine could spark a major revolution in the future. While other companies are grappling with battery, charging stations, and range issues, Koenigsegg has shown a way to make petrol engines environmentally friendly. This engine is clean, affordable, and most importantly, there's no charging hassle. Free-valve technology explained. No camshaft, no limits. Now, let's talk about the heart of this Koenigsegg engine. It's called free-valve technology. It sounds a bit complicated, but simply put, it changes the engine's entire breathing process. Every petrol engine typically has a component called the camshaft, which determines the flow of air and fuel into the engine. Think of it like a person opening and closing doors. However, in this system, a single person opens all the doors at a specific time, whether they're needed or not. This often leads to power wastage and fuel consumption. Koenigsegg has changed this old system. They removed the camshaft entirely and replaced it with a system that electronically controls each valve. Now, each valve determines when to open and close. This means that each cylinder can operate independently. Think of it like a single master switch that used to turn on all the lights simultaneously. Now, each room has its own switch. This allows only the required amount of electricity to be used, and the rest is saved. Free-valve technology now allows the engine to adjust to the situation at any given moment. If you're driving slowly, the engine automatically senses that less air and less fuel is needed. When you press the accelerator, it immediately opens the valves to deliver full power. This increases engine power, reduces fuel consumption, and reduces pollution. Another major advantage is significantly reduced mechanical friction. Because there are no heavy metal rods to operate the valves, the engine runs lighter and smoother. And with less friction, the engine's lifespan will also be longer. The Koenigsegg team has developed it over many years. They argued that if the human heart can beat automatically, according to the body's needs, why can't an engine run on its own? This is the thinking behind this technology. The air and fuel mixture in this system is so precise that the combustion process is almost perfect, resulting in neither smoke nor energy wastage. Efficiency versus electric. Beating EVs at their own game. Now let's understand why people are saying that Koenigsegg's new engine can beat electric vehicles at their own game. Nowadays, every company is making electric cars because they are considered the solution for the future. It is said that these cars emit no smoke, meaning they don't cause pollution. This is true, but not entirely true. Electric cars are clean to drive, but the technology behind them is still fraught with many challenges. The biggest problem is the battery. Batteries are heavy, very expensive, and the metals used to make them harm the environment. Now, Koenigsegg's new engine offers a solution to all these problems. It's small, lightweight, and doesn't require a battery to operate. It can run not on conventional fuels like petrol or diesel, but also on renewable fuels like biofuel or ethanol. This means, if used properly, this engine can be as environmentally friendly as an electric car. The only difference is that it doesn't require a heavy battery, doesn't have the hassle of charging, and doesn't suffer from performance drops in cold weather. Koenigsegg's free-valve engine adjusts itself to suit needs. If you're driving slowly, it uses less fuel, and if you want to accelerate, it uses full power. This results in significantly better fuel efficiency in real life. Electric cars often look great on paper, but when you turn on the AC, travel on hills, or undertake long journeys, their range suddenly decreases. Meanwhile, the Koenigsegg's engine delivers consistent performance under all conditions because it doesn't require electricity or a charging station. Another significant consideration is weight. Electric cars' batteries are so heavy that they weigh down the entire vehicle. A heavy car means faster brake wear, increased tire pressure, and wasted energy on the road. The Koenigsegg's engine is extremely lightweight, keeping the car agile and balanced. The advantage of a lightweight engine is that it can travel longer distances with less fuel. And when it comes to cost, the difference is clear. Both manufacturing and replacing electric car batteries is very expensive. If a car's battery fails, it can often cost half the car's price. However, the Koenigsegg's engine is designed using traditional materials, making it easier to repair and maintain. Koenigsegg's vision is clear. They don't want to eliminate the engine, but rather make it as intelligent and efficient as electricity. This is the reason why this engine challenges electric cars, not only in power, but also in cleanliness and economy. Hybrid twist. The perfect balance between two worlds. Now let's talk about what sets Koenigsegg apart from other companies, their hybrid approach. Today, the world is divided. On one side are those who say the future belongs only to electric vehicles, and on the other, those who believe that engines should never disappear. But Koenigsegg has found a middle ground. They've shown that the true power lies in combining both worlds. A smart combination of the cleanliness of electricity and the power of engines. This is their hybrid twist. Koenigsegg's new car, the Gemera, is a prime example of this. It's no ordinary supercar, but a four-seat family car that looks quiet. But the engine and motors hidden inside it combine to deliver performance that will astonish anyone. The engine in the Gemera is the same small three-cylinder free-valve engine, which is quite powerful on its own. But the special thing is that it's paired with electric motors. This means the engine kicks in when needed, and the electric motor when a quiet or economical drive is required. The beauty of this hybrid system is that both systems complement each other. In city traffic, when the car is heavy or slow, the motor runs solely on the motor. This eliminates fuel consumption and pollution. And when long journeys or high speeds are required, the engine kicks in and delivers full power immediately. This means this car is not only fast but also intelligent. The Gemera's unique feature is that its engine and motor together deliver approximately 1,700 horsepower. Imagine that much power in a four-seater car. And the remarkable thing is that its engine is not only small but also very light. This improves both the car's performance and balance. Koenigsegg's hybrid system demonstrates that the future shouldn't be driven in just one direction. Each technology has its own strengths, and when combined correctly, the results are remarkable. They also proved that the engine and motor can be allies, not enemies. That's why cars like the Gemera are showing the world that a hybrid future is the way to go. A major advantage of this system is that it reduces the stress of charging. If your battery runs out, the engine automatically charges it. This means you don't have to worry about getting stranded. Furthermore, this engine can also run on clean fuel like biofuel, making it even more environmentally friendly. Koenigsegg's approach clearly demonstrates that they aren't just making fast cars, but changing the very concept of automobiles. They're saying that the future shouldn't be just electric, but one of balance. If the engine is used wisely, it can be as clean as any electric car. Cars like the Gemera prove that this is what technology truly means, a combination of power and cleanliness. Koenigsegg has combined the best of both worlds, so the driver doesn't worry about range, charging, or lacking power. Impact on the global market. Now let's discuss the impact of Koenigsegg's new engine and hybrid approach on the global market. As news of this engine spread worldwide, it caused a stir in the entire auto industry. The reason was clear. While companies were investing billions of dollars on electric cars, a small Swedish company showed that the engine game wasn't over yet. This forced everyone to wonder if we had abandoned engine technology too soon. These days, every major brand, whether it's Tesla, Toyota, or BYD, is pursuing electric vehicles. Governments are also promoting electric vehicles, and many countries have even set deadlines for banning cars with electric engines. But Koenigsegg's move has dented this trend. They've proven that, with careful consideration, petrol engines can be just as clean, affordable, and efficient as electric cars. This raises a significant question for other companies. Have they invested too much in the wrong direction? Market experts say that Koenigsegg's engine could change the strategy of many major companies in the coming years. Companies that previously focused solely on electric battery manufacturing will now begin researching engine technology again. Because if a small three-cylinder engine can deliver 600 horsepower and doesn't harm the environment, then electric being the only option doesn't seem right. This engine has garnered significant attention in Europe, especially. Many companies previously dedicated solely to electric vehicles are now focusing on hybrid systems. This is because Koenigsegg has proven that combining an engine and an electric motor is the best balance. This offers car companies two advantages. First, they don't have to shut down their old engine plants, and second, they don't have to invest heavily in new technology. This impact is being seen in the United States as well. This poses a new challenge for a giant like Tesla, as people are now questioning why companies like Tesla are developing such expensive batteries if a small engine can deliver the same efficiency as an electric car. Many American experts say that the competition between electric and hybrid engines will intensify in the coming years, and companies that can balance both worlds will benefit. Koenigsegg's engine is also generating considerable buzz in Asia. Countries like Japan and China, particularly major players in the automobile industry, are now closely monitoring this technology. In Japan, companies like Toyota and Honda were already working on hybrids, but they may now accelerate their progress further. Chinese companies like BYD and Geely have also realized that relying solely on electric vehicles can be risky. Koenigsegg's move represents not just a shift in technology, but a shift in mindset. It demonstrates that innovation doesn't always come from a large company. Sometimes, even a small company can transform an entire industry. Companies that previously considered engines obsolete are now working to design new engines in their research centers. This impact won't be limited to companies, but will also affect consumers. People will now have more options. They can choose electric cars, or cars with engines that use less petrol and deliver more mileage without harming the environment. This will increase competition in the market, and car prices may also decrease in the future. Performance numbers: small engine, big numbers. Now let's talk about the thing that has surprised people the most: the power of this small Koenigsegg engine. It sounds strange that a 3-cylinder or 2-liter engine can produce over 600 horsepower, but it's true. Typically, cars are equipped with 8 or 12 cylinders to achieve this much power. However, Koenigsegg has shown that a large engine isn't necessary for power. With the right technology, even a small engine can perform wonders. This Koenigsegg engine features 2 turbos, called a twin-turbo system. The turbo's job is to force more air into the engine so that gasoline or biofuel can burn faster, resulting in more power. Now, because it lacks a camshaft, each valve is individually controlled electronically, ensuring the perfect mixture of air and fuel. The result is that every drop of fuel is extracted to its full potential. This is why even such a small engine can outperform larger cars. Now let's take a look at its specifications. This engine produces approximately 600 horsepower and up to 600 Newton-meters of torque. Simply put, torque is the force that propels a car forward. This engine is not only powerful, but also incredibly responsive. While other engines take time to accelerate, Koenigsegg's engine delivers its full potential very quickly. This is due to its lightweight and free valve technology. This engine has been installed in a car like the Gemera, which accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 1.9 seconds. Imagine a 4-seat family car powered by such a small engine delivering supercar-like performance. This is what leaves people with a shock of disbelief. Normally, achieving such speeds requires heavy engines and large batteries, but Koenigsegg has achieved it in a very lightweight and intelligent way. Now, let's talk about its environmental impact. The biggest issue in the world today is the pollution caused by engines. But Koenigsegg has paid close attention to this. Their engine is not only powerful, but also clean. This engine can run on carbon-neutral fuels, fuels that produce very little smoke or harmful gases. These are fuels like methanol, ethanol, or biofuels, which are made from natural materials and do not harm the environment. When conventional petrol or diesel is burned, it releases carbon dioxide, a major cause of global warming. However, when fuels like biofuel or methanol are burned, their carbon balance remains almost equal. This means that the amount of carbon released into the air is also absorbed by plants. This way, the entire process remains balanced, and pollution is reduced to almost zero. Koenigsegg believes that this engine can usher in a new era of green combustion. Until now, people believed that if there was an engine, there would be pollution. But this technology has proven that clean engines are possible. If this system is adopted on a large scale, perhaps in the future, we won't have to face the hassle of charging like battery cars, and the air will still remain clean. The greatest advantage of this engine is that it's not dependent on a single type of fuel. It can run on a variety of clean fuels. This means that if biofuel is readily available in a country, people can use that fuel. This can also make every country self-sufficient and reduce dependence on imports. Another important advantage is that this engine is very lightweight, which improves its performance even more. A lighter engine reduces the car's overall weight, and when weight is reduced, less energy is required to run the car. This means both fuel savings and reduced pollution. With this engine, Koenigsegg has proven that the future doesn't belong solely to electric vehicles. If old technology is intelligently adapted, it can become just as clean and efficient. This engine symbolizes not only power, but also responsibility. It shows that speed and the environment can go hand in hand. In other words, this small but powerful engine from Koenigsegg not only drives cars, but also transforms thinking. It shows that the future belongs to those who understand the balance: power and cleanliness, speed and responsibility. This is the true clean combustion revolution. Hidden challenges. Not everything is perfect. So far, we've seen how powerful, light, and intelligent this Koenigsegg engine is, but the truth is that everything has its challenges. As amazing as this engine is, it's also expensive. Making it isn't easy, as the technology involved is extremely complex, and every part has to be precisely crafted. This is why this engine is currently being installed in only a few cars, and that too, very expensive ones. Koenigsegg cars are considered among the most exclusive in the world. They cost crores, and not everyone can afford them. The same is true for this engine. So far, it's only being produced in limited quantities. It takes weeks to develop an engine, as every part is manually checked. This means that it is currently not possible to install it in ordinary cars. Another challenge is its cost. The materials used to make this engine are very expensive. Factors like lightweight metals, special sensors, and a free valve system significantly increase its cost. Furthermore, not every company has the machinery and skilled engineers required to manufacture it. Therefore, mass production is still a major challenge. Thirdly, servicing and maintaining this engine is not easy. Because it is built on new technology, not every mechanic can understand it. Repairing it requires specialized training and equipment. This means that even if it is introduced into ordinary cars in the future, the service network and technical support will need to be strengthened first. Another problem is fuel availability. This engine can run on clean fuels like biofuel or methanol, but these fuels are not readily available everywhere. In many countries, such fuel stations are still very limited. Until the supply of these fuels increases, the full potential of this engine will not be realized. If you enjoyed the story of this incredible Koenigsegg engine and want to be the first to hear more authentic, powerful, and innovative information about the auto world, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Your one click inspires us to bring you even better content. In future videos, we'll bring you even more surprising technologies, new cars, and hidden auto secrets.